2010 is all brand new.
And it was medicinal, right?
Yeah,
you had to have a card back then.
You got to have a card, right? But the cards didn't mean nothing too much. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I thought it meant something because I had a card saying that I could carry X amount of marijuana. You know what I'm saying? Man. So on a random day, my buddy, he was growing some stuff. He was like, hey, come by, just take what you want. So I came by, grabbed a bunch of stuff, and I was going to the clinics. I had some friends from college that had, some clinics, or I had one clinic, but there's like 7 or 8 clinics. So I pulled up to the clinic. But what I noticed before when I first got there was that there were a bunch of farmers delivering their stuff to the clinics, right? And everyone was out in the open. It was just like no one was hiding nothing. So I was like, man, well, they ain't hiding. I don't have to hide because I'm used to just, tucking it. You know what I mean? Back in the days, just tuck your pound or whatever it is. Man, so I'm walking around there, black man with dreads in Mission Viejo with bags. And of course, the place is under surveillance, man. So by the time I went to one clinic, I went to the second one, go to the third one. By the time I go to the third one, I think I had an edible, and now I'm kind of like, feeling good.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but there's something's going on though. There's something I'm having a bad feeling right now because now I feel like there's a couple of guys that's kind of looking at me in the last clinic, and I should have left the stuff with this guy. But I didn't want to leave with him because I got a call from someone else saying, hey, come, meet me in Long Beach. I want to take what you got left. So if I would have left the stuff there with him, I would have been fine. But I took the stuff with me. As soon as I walk out the clinic, I see a couple of older white dudes outside. Didn't look like they really belonged there. Get in the car. My buddy was driving. Man, as soon as we got on the main street, police light behind us, man. Get pulled over. Locked up again, man. It's 2010.
Is the lighting good on me?
Gotta make sure that light looks tight.
That's funny.
That's why I always say the Mohawk Matt and those guys be laughing at me, man. Whenever we take a picture, I say, man, you got to make sure I'm standing in the sun, man.
Right.
Brothers can't be in the
No,
dark
you can't be.
picture,
No,
man.
in the shadows.
Yeah,
though.
you can't be shadowed.
Yeah,
No.
can't be shadowed.
Can't be shadowed.
Yeah.
I like wearing a hat though because it does shadow this part of my eyes where I have bags.
Yeah,
You start getting older. Shit.
The bags come in.
The bags come in.
Are you looking good? I might have to turn mine around just to get the light a little bit more. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We
You guys
run.
been doing some good stuff over here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I really like the, I forget the guy's name, and you guys did an interview with LAPD guy.
Oh,
Trademark
yeah.
Division.
Yeah.
I like that one. That was really nice, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy he was one of the craziest ones I think we've had.
Yeah.
I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ruben,
he was naturally crazy. He's a natural born killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just one of those guys that doesn't mind to kill people.
You can grab the mic
Real
and when
mic,
you
okay.
like when you go back,
Yes.
you can like
Yeah,
just
you got to be like I'm
Okay.
always up on
take it with you.
Testing,
it's in my
1, 2,
nose.
3.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I move it because sometimes I'll talk to him. Most of the time,
Okay,
I'm
so
talking
move it
to you,
around.
though.
Yeah, it's a nice mic, though.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Sounds official.
Yeah, it is official.
These are these are actually the same microphones Joe Rogan has.
Same brand.
Oh, yeah?
Same
Good
brand.
stuff.
Same exact ones.
Brand.
Brand.
Same
Yeah.
model.
They're not his.
The shirt.
Same model.
The sure what?
Sure would.
FMFB 369. No,
Great, you guys going. I might have Joe Rogan on the Hopeaholics.
God willing, right? We want that. We want that. Yeah, that's
we actually think that we will be on his podcast
in the next 6 months to a year.
probably within a year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our goal.
That's our, yeah, it is.
I mean, it's kind of, it became a game changer for us officially last week when we added Natalie Eva Marie.
Who?
Actually, I was just talking to her on Zoom.
Were you?
Yeah.
What was
and,
that call?
It went great.
Good.
she said that
I was on
she
it.
was
I
going to
heard.
go buy Eva Marie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eva.
That's the workout girl, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
WWE
Yeah. She's
superstar.
She's solid, man.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Strong.
She is.
She came on our podcast.
A lot of energy.
A lot of energy.
Fun.
Yeah.
She's a lot of fun.
Yeah, she's wired up.
She's a straight hype girl.
Yeah.
She can get you going. Especially Shane, man.
Yeah.
And Shane doesn't even need somebody to hype him
No,
up.
I don't. I don't.
Right?
I really don't. I don't.
I seen her and Cali Muscle getting it popping over here.
Yeah. That was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good time. I still do that
Just
workout.
coming out of the injury.
I just don't go 80. I go 60, 20, 40, 60. I don't go 4 sets. I go 3 and 3. I go back.
Oh, you still hitting it?
I still do it.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
80
that's a
was
good
too
one.
fucking much though, bro. You hurt
That's a good
yourself.
one.
We did 20, 40, 60,
80.
yeah, 80.
80.
And then 80
And
back.
then we went 80 back.
Yeah. So I do 120 instead of 160.
Are you doing the hammer
Yes.
curl still?
And I do. Plus, I like to get the ball.
Yeah.
So I make sure
You
I
got some
doing
size too.
I make
boy.
sure I
Both
tighten
of
it
you
at the
guys.
top. I tighten it at the top so I get the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Plus,
Yeah, we
it's
like
more-
working
up.
out too.
Yeah.
Love
you know,
it, man.
Yeah.
Got to do the gym.
That's why I think. Okay, so how old are you?
I'm 51.
You-
51.
So you guys are the 50 club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
be
50 plus club.
I'll be the 50 plus club on in January.
Coming
Yeah.
through. You coming through.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So I think the reason why we don't look 50 plus
Yeah.
is because we've been hitting the gym.
100%.
In the gym, man.
100%.
Yeah, ever since college, man. High
Yeah.
school, never stopped.
Never.
stopped.
Yeah.
How young were you guys when you started working out?
So yeah,
5
5?
5 years old.
yeah, I got addicted to crystal meth at 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from 13 to 22, I did not go to the gym.
Right. So you're after 22, yeah.
Yeah, 22.
I started about 13.
Yeah.
As far as the gym.
Yeah. I started working out. I played hockey since 5 years old, so I was skating at least 2 hours a day since
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're right
Yeah.
there, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good. Kept me off the street.
Yeah, it did. Huh?
Yeah.
That's where kids got to be busy, man. Keep those kids busy.
Yeah. Most of them. Most of them. Yeah. What are you doing now? I see you.
Man.
You come now that
What am
I
I
see your
not
face.
doing?
You pop up on videos with Mohawk Matt. I see him on the
Yeah.
streets there, hitting the streets.
Yeah, that's my boy, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mohawk,
I see he's
a
always
beast.
out.
Yeah.
there. I follow him.
Yeah.
I follow all of it.
Yeah, I'm more on the down low, you know what I'm saying? Like not the down low, but the down low, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not the face of the brand, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm kind of just doing my own thing as an old man, you know? Everybody's like, man, you should have 1 million followers. I said, for what?
I saw you with the pro bodybuilder the other day. Was it
Oh, Phil Heath.
Phil Heath? Yeah, I
Yes,
love Phil
yes,
Heath because
yeah.
I follow Phil too.
Yeah, he's a beast, man. Yeah,
He's still huge, huh?
a big dude, man. Real meaty. Real meaty.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
You don't Phil?
That's what happened to me. I didn't know who he was when I ran into him. I mean, I know the name, but he kind of called me out in the group. We had the event was Gymshark,
Yeah.
Fit LA. So he called me out in the group, and everyone's like, "Hey, you know," he said, "What's your name?" I said, "Man, they call me Dirty Cali." I said, "What's your name?" And he's like, "Well, I'm Phil Heath." I said, "Oh,
Young guy.
yeah,
7-time.
he's
Mr.
43,
really?
7-time Mr. Olympia.
beast.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he's a big dude, man.
Oh, good for him.
Solid, and he's a good dude too, man. Really sharp, down to earth, humble.
Nice.
Look at so off season over there,
Yeah.
on season obviously.
Damn. Look at that.
Rips everywhere.
Damn.
Jeez.
Holy shit, look at his arms.
That's dedication.
That's how he looks.
boy.
I mean, he still looks like that.
He looks like that right now. Yep.
That
Yep.
the
Like
one
that on the left.
with the blue tank top on, the Muhammad Ali tank top.
He looks like kind of like Kurt Angle. Remember the WWE?
And he's
star?
not very tall either, huh?
No. He's about my height, like 5'9", 5'10". Yeah.
Wow. I'd like to get that guy on. How do we, put a word in, bro.
Yeah. Let's put a word.
I'll tell
for
you why, because it's guys like that go to the top of an industry.
Right.
You got to pick their brain.
You got to,
Because
man.
they're kings in their industry.
Well,
He's a
not
beast out there.
only that, like
Yeah.
it takes dedication to be
Yeah.
a champion.
Years.
But to be a 7-time
That's
champion,
fucking
7 times.
insane. That's insane.
That's super dedication.
man.
That's no drama in your
No.
life. You know, no dope, no drinking, just straight focus. But he does a little bit. I think he does drink a little bit. He's not an addict though. You know.
Yeah.
right.
I seen him like cracking some bottles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think he promotes a tequila company, or he's a part owner of it.
Yeah, because I definitely seen him, cracking some bottles.
I bet you when he's getting ready for a show, he ain't cracking any
Ain't
bottles.
cracking no bottles. Yeah, exactly.
7-time world champion, eh?
Yeah.
Wow, good for him. Yeah. How many times did Arnold win that? Is that like the Arnold thing or?
Yeah, does he have the record on that or what?
No, somebody else has the record. Or maybe Phil Heath does have the record.
That's a lot. 7
Look it
times.
up. Who has the world record for Mr. Olympia?
You got your boy Jay Cutler. That's his boy.
Jay
too.
Cutler, yeah.
I know Jay Cutler's up there too. They talked about.
See, I heard of Jay Cutler before.
Yeah. Yeah, I met Jay too back in the days, way back in the days.
The record for
Mr. Olympia. There you go. Who is it?
Ronnie Coleman.
Ronnie Coleman.
Mm.
And Ronnie Coleman has a lot of problems now.
Yeah.
Big
Poor
problems,
guy,
man.
Big problems. He just started to
Man.
walk again, eh? Poor guy.
Man.
Yeah.
That's all from you think steroids or what? I really didn't dig into the story.
We
how's
had
that
a
work?
guy. We had a Mr. Universe on the podcast, 1990 Mr. Universe, and he said it's from all the other drugs, the drugs that get all of the water out of your body and it just fucks up,
Messes everything up.
veins.
Okay. Yeah.
I think part of his problem too, though, is he crushed some vertebrae.
He went heavy. He's going heavy as hell. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, dude, so you ever watch old videos of Ronnie Coleman?
Guy's an animal. I did. Yeah. He was fucking a monster.
Beast.
A monster.
Yeah.
His
He
back.
didn't even look human, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big old monster.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna assume that you're in recovery.
I'm not.
Oh, you're not?
I'm a normie.
You're a normie.
Yeah, I'm a normie. Yeah.
Wow, good
I've
for
never,
you.
Never done. Well, I mean, only thing I've done in my life is smoke herb and drink. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, when it was time to quit, I just quit. You know what I'm saying? As far as the drinking, you know.
So then, how do you get? How are you the dope sick apparel?
Man, this dope sick, man. The story is so long and so deep with dope sick, man. I can give you the long version or the quick version, you know.
Whichever you want. We got time.
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah. We
saying?
are in no rush.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I put God in front of everything I do, right? God
Nice.
first. And I believe that God, he made every single thing happen in my life, in your life, in his life. Everything was for a reason. Every single thing. I mean, even when I go down to thinking about my sons, right? My first son, I met his mom in Rosarito, Mexico, spring break. I was 19 years old, right? What made me decide to go down there? You know, I decided to go down there and I meet this girl. Just so happened her best friend was my mom's neighbor. Met her all the way in Rosarito, Mexico. Came all the way back to OC, got her pregnant, right? So, I mean, that's God right there to me, you know what I'm saying? I spent some time, you know, away, you know, in my life, right? So I got out, paroled in Long Beach, met a girl, had a baby with her. That's God, right? I mean, because these things just don't happen because you want them to happen. Like I was telling my son, so you know what, you might not have been here if I didn't make one decision the other way, right? Because when that sheriff told me that, hey, King, you ready to parole? I said, yeah, send me out there. He said, you want to go to Orange County? I said, yeah, that's where I'm from. He said, well, there's no beds in Orange County. What about Long Beach? I said, send me to Long Beach. Because if I'd have said, I'll wait for Orange County, I would have never landed in Long Beach. I'd never met that girl, and I would never have Lil Malcolm, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just crazy how things interact. But I don't know if I want to backtrack my whole story, because I want to come back to Dope Sick. But you know, I'm from West Africa, Liberia. So I was born there. So I came into the United States at 5 years old is when I got here in the country.
Yeah. A lot of trouble in Liberia.
Man, big trouble, man.
That's like from that movie, Lord of War, with Nicolas Cage. You watched that?
Oh yeah, I watched that.
Yeah.
I just
Liberia.
watched it.
That's that area.
I think I was
Freedom
on an airplane.
fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just watched it on an airplane.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And to Italy.
Was that Liberia?
I'm pretty sure
Yeah?
Liberia and Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone, yeah,
all
the
that
west
area.
side, yeah,
Yeah,
the
all
west
that
coast,
area
yeah.
there,
So
yeah.
that's where I'm from. Got a lot of history out there. After some research, so my family on both sides of my family were connected to the government, right? So on my dad's side, my little brother, he was a minister of commerce, so he brought everything into the country, right? And he did that for 12 years, because in the United States, I think the president staff, you guys do about 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Every 4 years. So in Liberia, they do every 6 years. So he did 12 years with the government out there. And that's on my dad's side of the family. my mom's side of the family, my great grandfather times 4. So it's my mom's dad's mother's father was the first president of Liberia. You know what I'm saying? His name is Joseph Jenkins Roberts. It's crazy. That story is crazy because the rumor is that he was Thomas Jefferson's son, right? Because they're both from Virginia. Long story. So his nickname in Liberia was Yellow Tom because he's really light skinned. You know what I'm saying? Because of the mix, they call him Yellow Tom. Man.
That's funny.
So yeah. If you ask any Liberian about Yellow Tom, it's J.J. Roberts.
No one's safe from the insult.
Yeah,
no one's safe. There's always a nickname. If you look a little this or little that, there's a nickname to it, man. That's it.
Well,
Yellow Tom. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, because we like on that side of the family, we were like they call us the Maricola Liberians because we're from America.
Yeah.
So when slavery ended, he decided to go back, and not just him. Even on my dad's side, the family decided to go back. So we all started in the United States.
Wow.
Right? And
interesting.
So yeah, he went back and became the president. Now, I don't know how that happens. I don't know if, these things, I mean, because, presidents and stuff are made people. Like, they make you the president.
Yeah.
It's not, so I don't know who he was connected to or what the situation was, but that was the case. And the funny thing is I didn't find that out until I got caught up with a little immigration situation. Like I said, I'm not from the U.S., you know what I'm saying? So I asked my mom, I said, look, tell me more about your family. So she was like, you got to talk to your cousin. So I called my cousin. She's like, yeah, your great-grandfather is the first president of Liberia. I was like, what? All these years, y'all didn't tell me that? Now, I might have never found that out if I didn't get locked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just little things like that. You know
I read a little bit about that excerpt you sent about the food, the salami, and the bad.
Oh, yeah. That was a whole nother. We got to get to that
story.
One, too.
Yeah.
So I come to the U.S. at age 5, right? I fly over here. My mom sent for me came by myself with like some other people, and landed in Los Angeles, right? So I got here in 1977 in LA for a couple of years. I mean, I think in 78, 79, my cousins in LA were already talking about, are you a blood or you a cuz? In 78, right? Yeah. And I was like, what's that? You know what I'm saying? Those guys ended up being like the leader of like some big gangs in LA, you know what I'm saying? But it was crazy, man. Like, all that stuff started way back then. So I had that kind of in me when I came to Orange County, So got out to Orange County. Me and my stepdad, I was raised by my stepfather. So we always ran. We was always running, you know what I'm saying? And they signed me up for soccer, and I was kind of noticed that I was like faster than other kids, you know what I'm saying? So I had this thing for speed and winning, I used to like score from half court, I was just a little faster than the other kids, you know what I'm saying? My mom, she made me a fighter though, right? So now it's like I have this speed thing, but then mom, say some kids are messing around outside, and I come inside running to mom like, they're messing with me, whatever it is. She's like, you better go out there and kick their ass, you know what I'm saying? So my mom like pushed me out to like force me to go defend myself, you know what I'm saying, at a young age, even out here in OC. So, so I grew up like that, from Boynton Park, and that's where I grew up in Boynton Park, you know what I'm saying? But I still have my African roots, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't where I'm not just OC inside. Like, when I'm inside of me is like Mama Africa, you know what I'm saying? But in Boynton Park. But yeah, so we had I just kept playing sports, you know what I'm saying? Kept getting in fights. I was always like I used to fight like the bad guys. I never, I used to protect the good guys, fight the bad guys, So that kind of stuck with me growing up, like, elementary school, junior high school, high school, you know what I'm saying? So we, and a lot of people don't know when gangbanging even started. Because you guys are my age, you're older too. So you remember like breakdancing.
Yeah.
What happened to breakdancing?
What happened? It disappeared.
Yeah, you know why? Because the gang members used to come to the break circles and start fights. So then the break dancers, almost like Matt's thing with the spray painting, right?
Graffiti,
they were all doing the graffiti stuff. Then the gang members come through.
Spray it over.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like break dancing kind of shut down. Everybody started gang banging. And a lot of cats were moving from like Long Beach, LA to OC. So Boynton Park, we had our guys from everywhere, Compton, Watts, LA, everywhere. Guys were moving in. So, next thing you know, it's like we're still playing sports, but then, more fighting, more and more fighting, you know what I mean? So just grew up doing a bunch of fighting, man. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days when cats were still fighting. The cats ain't fighting no more.
Now it's guns. Now it's guns.
Yeah.
You can't fight.
The only time you fight is in the octagon now.
Yeah.
It's the only time people fight.
That's the only safe time.
Yep.
Yeah.
That should be the only time, man. Yeah, so but I kept playing ball. I was good in football, so I kept playing ball and ended up getting a scholarship to Cal State Fullerton back in the days, But the thing is, even though I was like a fighter growing up, this young kid that loved to fight and play sports, by the time I got to Cal State Fullerton, I was introduced to beer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's what kind of like, because I didn't really drink in high school. I didn't drink at all in high school, so it was kind of like pushed on me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And they do that. When you go to college, they was like, hey, let's get this athlete, let's take him out, get him drunk, and I fell for it, man. And I always wondered what my life would be like if I didn't take that route. But then I say it goes back to God. Like that was my route. I had to take that route. You know what I'm saying? But so I was at Cal State for a couple of years. They shut down the program. Actually, let me back that up a little bit. So after the first season, did really well as a freshman over there. Played ball. Met a lot of great guys, man. But I was still like that, kind of like down for whatever mode. You know what I'm saying? So started getting in more trouble. Like that first summer, got caught up. Did a robbery. You know what I'm saying? And make a long story short, ended up getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? I lost my season that next season, but my mom was able to talk to the coach and got my scholarship back. So when I got out of jail, I was right back in the scholarship again, which that was a blessing right there. So so I get out. Oh, funny thing about getting locked around that time. So I always had this little like a business, like a salesperson type of energy inside of me. So when I got locked up, I was 19 years old in Orange County Jail, right? And the year was like, I want to say it was like 1991. So back then they were still selling cigarettes. Yeah. Right? So when I got in that January, I heard they're like, hey, there's not going to be any more cigarettes in April. So I was like, man, I'm going to start buying up all the cigarettes. I started buying up all the cigarettes, had like packs of cigarettes under my bunk. When the April came, I was the only guy with cigarettes. So I was slinging cigarettes to the inmates like $30 a pop. You know what I'm saying? That was a whole nother little story, man. But had some fun in there. But then it was time to get out, get back to school. Got back to school, kept playing ball. Then Cal State dropped their football program. So everybody split up, So a lot of my good friends went to Cal State Northridge and all throughout the United States. Everyone kind of got split up. And I ended up going to Chapman University, which was local right here.
Yeah, Chapman's good.
You know Chapman, right?
Yeah.
You remember when they brought the football program back?
No.
94?
No, I wasn't here.
So in 1994, they brought their football program back. I guess they had been gone for years, and they brought it back. So me and some of my buddies heard about it, so we go down to Chapman, pull up, wife beaters, you know what I mean, looking kind of janky, you know what I'm saying? And Coach Visser, he let us back on. He let us on the team, man, you know what I'm saying? And ended up staying at Chapman for a couple of years, got into a bunch of problems over there, because there's always going to be fights and stuff like that. So, got in some problems over there, did some dirt down there, but did some good stuff too, like on the football field. We broke records, you know what I'm saying? I was asking one of my buddies recently, like, his name is Dwayne McAfee. He's actually a pastor. I was like, man, like, from your perspective, what kind of guy was I back in the days? He was like, a risk taker. You know what I mean? Because kind of you want to know what someone thinks about you. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I was the guy that always took risks. I wasn't afraid. You say, hey, let's go do this. I was always down. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what it was. That's why I don't like guns too much. You know what I'm saying? Because you get a gun in the hands. Like for me, I'm like anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? So I always like try to stay away from guns. I'm not a big gun guy. At all. And I'm not a violent person or anything. But I just grew up loving to fight. So kept getting in a little bit of trouble throughout my life, getting locked up here, locked up there, but still playing ball, getting locked up. Right, every couple of years something happened, you know what I'm saying? So I finally ended up going to prison, right? And I was like, and I wasn't even expecting that, right? So I go to court one day. I got caught up in this other case. I go to court one day, and what happened? They took me in like that day. I drove myself there. I had my bags from school, everything. They're like, you going in? I was like, what? I thought I had more time, but like, no, man, you're going in today. So that changed like my whole life, man. And like I said, I'm a believer of God, you know what I'm saying? So it's like when I went in, I took the Lord with me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, I wasn't like, oh, like he did this to me or anything like that. I was like, all right, like let's go. We're going in there. He was gonna be my protector while I was in there. You know what I mean? So, same situation. You get in there and
how long you get?
I only did 2 years,
Yeah.
but I've done like 5 years. And those 5 years, I thank the Lord for putting me in for whatever reason, because it's just part of my story. You know what I'm saying? But I only did 2 years at that time, which was, to me, that was long enough. So as soon as I got there, they're like, hey, if you want to get out of here, you can go to fire camp. So what I have to do? So all you have to do is like pass the test, run around, do push-ups, all the good stuff. So I was like, all right, let's do it. So I ended up like working my way out of prison and made my way to fire camp, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, what happened to get out of fire camp? That's when I met the young lady in Long Beach, and all that stuff happened. So for like 10 years, I was good. I was 2001, I got out, all the way to 2010 is where the problem came. So, like right now, there's marijuana clinics all over the place, right? So back then, there was marijuana clinics were just popping up in 2009, 2010 is all brand new.
And it was medicinal, right?
Yeah,
you had to have a card back then.
You got to have a card, right? But the cards didn't mean nothing too much. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I thought it meant something because I had a card saying that I could carry X amount of marijuana. You know what I'm saying? Man, so on a random day, my buddy, he was growing some stuff. He was like, hey, come by, just take what you want. So I came by, grabbed a bunch of stuff, and I was going to the clinics. I had some friends from college that had, some clinics, or I had one clinic, but there's like 7 or 8 clinics. So I pulled up to the clinic. But what I noticed before when I first got there was that there were a bunch of farmers delivering their stuff to the clinics, right? And everyone was out in the open. It was just like no one was hiding nothing. So I was like, man, well, they ain't hiding. I don't have to hide because I'm used to just, tucking it. You know what I mean? Back in the days, just tuck your pound or whatever it is. Man, so I'm walking around there, black man with dreads in Mission Viejo with bags. And of course, the place is under surveillance, man. So by the time I went to one clinic, I went to the second one, go to the third one. By the time I go to the third one, I think I had an edible, and now I'm kind of like, feeling good.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but there's something's going on though. There's something I'm having a bad feeling right now because now I feel like there's a couple of guys that's kind of looking at me in the last clinic, and I should have left the stuff with this guy. But I didn't want to leave with him because I got a call from someone else saying, hey, come, meet me in Long Beach. I want to take what you got left. So if I would have left the stuff there with him, I would have been fine. But I took the stuff with me. As soon as I walk out the clinic, I see a couple of older white dudes outside. Didn't look like they really belonged there. Get in the car. My buddy was driving. Man, as soon as we got on the main street, police light behind us, man. Get pulled over. Locked up again, man. It's 2010. But I didn't think I was doing anything wrong because I had my marijuana certificate. I had the card, you know what I'm saying? So, and the problem at that time too, what happened, because my daddy, he was trying to get on me for a while, say, hey, when you're out there, make sure you have your green card on you, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I never really had it before. So this particular time, I was like, I actually had it with me, right? So the cops, first he said, hey, get out the car. I'm going to put these handcuffs on you because you look fast. And I was like, there you go. You know what I'm saying? So I got cuffed up and, end up in the county jail. And I thought I was just going to bail out. And all of a sudden, the guy says, hey, you got an immigration hold. I said, what? A what? He said, you got an immigration hold. I said, what's that? He said, well, you're not from the U.S. You're from Liberia. So they got a hold on you. And then my whole life just changed from that moment, man. You know what I'm saying? Had to end up getting a lawyer that understood immigration law and criminal law. Had a plea they were trying to give me sales, so I had a plea for transportation. I had to study my whole case, So what happened was when I was in Orange County Jail for this particular time, as soon as I got in, I didn't want to eat the regular food, right? And then going back to the food stuff. So, because I was in shape, I was an athlete, I like to eat clean and stuff. So I told my lawyer, say, hey, when we go to court, tell the judge I want a protein diet. Put me on a protein diet, right? So we go to court, and my lawyer asked the judge, like, hey, do you want to get on this protein diet? Or no, King wants to be on a protein diet. So the judge said, all right, no problem. He signs off on it. So now I go back to the county jail. I got this protein diet, which was like, you know, a little warmer than everyone else's food. It was like always clean, you know what I'm saying? It was good stuff, less salt on it, you know, more healthy. And I was getting that protein diet for a minute. Then what happened was one day I get called out my cell, right? And by these 3 people like in doctor robes. They're like, hey, you asked for a protein diet. We need to know what your religion is. I was like, what? So they gave me like a little sheet of paper. And at the time, you know, I've done my studying. I know like man can create whatever religion man wants to, right? And I'm a man, so I can create the religion that I want to. So I just wrote down healthyism, right? You know what I'm saying? I said, healthyism, yeah. Because I was like, man, and I had to write down my reasons. I don't like the process that the animals go through prior to getting to me. And here in the county jails, you guys don't have healthy food, and it's gonna long-term hurt my body. You know what I'm saying? So I gave that back to him, and they sent me back to my cell. Like about a week later, my lawyer shows up and he's like, man, we're in a little bit of trouble. I was like, what's going on? He said they want to end your diet. Then I was so worried about my case. I was like, man, I don't even care about that diet, man. Just get me out of here. You know what I'm saying? So they end the meals. I stopped getting the meals. So when I go back to court, my lawyer was like, I told my lawyer, I said, hey, I got a little bit more time, you know, before immigration comes to pick me up. See if the judge will give me my meals back. So my lawyer started explaining to the judge, like, hey, you know, they took King's meal away, you know, because it wasn't tied to a religion. So the judge said, well, what religion do you want to tie it to? And my lawyer said, what about Festivus? It worked on the Seinfeld show, and I was like, Festivus? I'm like, what the... I'm behind the cage, so I don't know.
What is Festivus?
Festivus for the rest of us?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't watch Seinfeld?
No, I missed
That's like
that.
one of the episodes I watched.
That's funny. Festivus
Because
for the rest of us.
Yeah, there's well, because they're Jewish on the show.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So they have Hanukkah.
Oh,
And you have Christmas.
yes.
Who came up with Festivus? Does anybody know? Do you know?
I don't know who came up with it, man. One of the guys, I don't watch the show. That's the whole thing. I don't watch the show, so I knew nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I gotta take a piss real quick.
Okay, go. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have
That's funny.
Festivus up.
We'll
have
do
Festivus up.
Oh, there to the right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on. All good in the hood.
Good shit.
I might have to do one more. Hopefully,
That's
no.
fine. That's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
But who can? Dan O'Keefe.
Oh, he's the guy that did it?
Festivus was the brainchild of Seinfeld writer Dan O'Keefe. But see, I wanted to know which character. Yeah, said it. Was it him? It's him, huh?
Oh, look at right there. Why did Frank create Festivus?
Oh yeah, Frank. Frank's the dad.
See what it says
One
on
of the
bottom?
dads.
Yeah, Frank is the father of the fat guy.
The fat guy.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember he got mad. I went back and watched it like after I got out, and I was like, man, what's this Festivus thing all about? So I remember he like got the poll and like, we're not celebrating Christmas, we're celebrating Festivus. Praising the poll.
So what happened?
Okay, so it's
you,
on
you told the
Festivus.
judge Festivus.
Yeah.
I told the judge. No, I didn't tell the judge.
The lawyer
The
did. The lawyer did.
The lawyer told the judge.
That's a joke, right?
That's the key to the whole puzzle. Is like, it wasn't from me. It was the lawyer that said that.
What did the judge say?
So the judge said,
He must have laughed.
he laughed.
Yeah.
And the whole court laughed. And the judge said Festivus. He said, okay, let's do it. And he's laughing and signs off on
That's
it.
hilarious. That's a good time. That's a good judge.
Yeah, he was really good. I forget
Yeah.
his name. He was a really good judge, man. I mean, there's not that many good judges out there, you know what I'm saying?
No.
So when you have a decent one, it's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, man. So he signed off on Festivus. The funny thing is, even after that day, I still have maybe like another month in the county. Never got the Festivus. They blocked the whole thing.
Oh, they did.
They blocked it, man. So I get picked up by immigration. Maybe let's say like that summer of 2011. And then by December, one day I'm on the phone with my sister, you know, on a random call, just trying to see how the family's doing. And she was like, Malcolm, I'm glad you called. I said, why? She said, you've been all over the news all day. I said, for what? She said, because of your diet. I was like, what? Man, so I guess the whole thing went viral, man. You know what I'm saying? Like back in 2011, you know, all over the news. They had my mug shot on TV. You know what I'm saying? Friends and family were calling around. It just went crazy, man. I'm like, man, They didn't ruin my name. I thought I was bad before, so now my whole story went out. So they say, hey, because I was selling weed, but they called me a drug dealer. They said drug dealer Malcolm King, back in jail again. Try to scheme his way to getting free meals from the county, and county lawyers weren't having it. And I'm like, man. So my whole thing was like, man, I can't wait to get out to like correct this. You know what I'm saying? Because like, this wasn't fair because I didn't make it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I end up. I'm in immigration, you know what I'm saying? And I do a lot of studying because I went, of course I went to college. So, I did a lot of studying and stuff. So what I started doing, I started spending a lot of time in the law library. And I had some friends that were in there that didn't have lawyers. So I started writing their cases up and getting people out of jail, like as a jailhouse lawyer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of nuts. And I remember when I first I always get caught up in the whole gambling thing in jail. So I go in there, and I see like 10 guys at the table, all quiet, all serious. I'm like, what are these guys doing? Like, what are they playing? Because in the county, we play spades, pinochle, stuff like that. But this was a different game. The guy's like, hey, that's poker. I was like, what? So now I'm like intrigued. I'm like watching this thing every day. And the way they ran it was, even though it's immigration, right? So you have every race like kind of takes over the table for that day. So you had a day for the blacks, a day for the Spanish, a day for the Asians, because it really wasn't like white dudes. The white dudes there spoke Spanish, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it's because of immigration, right?
They were brown.
Yeah.
Was brown. Yeah.
Yeah, so
They weren't Canadians?
No, they were brown. No Canadians.
They don't.
No, they just ship them back home.
They just ship them
We
back
just
home?
go back home. They would just he
probably
got
throw him on the
caught.
bus.
He got caught because he committed a crime. That's why they put a hold on his immigration.
Right.
So that's why I became an American citizen.
Oh, you Canadian?
Yeah, I'm Canadian.
Okay.
They can't throw me out now, but before they could have.
Right.
So they wanted to deport him. He was fighting it.
Right.
He could have gone home if he wanted.
A
It'd
lot of
been
guys self-deport themselves.
Yeah.
So they just say, I don't want to fight this. Get me out of here. You know what I'm saying? And some people stay and fight the case. And it was like it was a brutal fight, man.
Oh, it's nasty. Immigration is crazy.
Line.
Yeah, man.
I mean, like, I didn't want to go back to Liberia.
A third world
this time.
country.
Yeah, my country's crazy too, though, man. I mean, I see the thing is, I had time to study
Punch up
my country.
life expect. I think it's like 40 something
years
in
old.
some of these countries.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, because of murder and violence and freedom fighters.
Yeah, man.
Liberia.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, it depends on the year
60?
too.
It
Depends on the year. You see the
That's 2020.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the year.
Look at that year. Yeah, 89. See, back then is when the coup was taking place. Like when all the, the rebels were out there.
Liberia,
fighting.
42. Who was 42 years old or something? Go back. Yeah. See, it was crazy.
That was in like 1990,
Yeah.
1989.
Yeah.
Yep, that's when it was wild out there, man. Because the
36.
Yeah, bro.
36
years
at the
old.
worst in 1990.
1990.
I knew there was these. I knew that.
Yeah, that's the year I graduated from high school. Yeah, that's crazy, man. No, but so they were going through. They're constantly overthrowing the government back there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right now it's really stable, it's steady, but back then it was wild, man. And I did a lot of studying about my country while I was locked up. Because if I never did that time, I would have never studied about Liberia. You know what I'm saying? But
you want to know one of the most crazy countries in Africa? Chad.
Oh yeah?
The country of Chad.
They be acting up. Let's
see the life
know.
expectancy in Chad.
In Chad, it's not. It's a like you do not want to go to the country of Chad.
Yeah.
Wow.
52.
52, 40.
If you ever type my name on
Chad, Central Africa.
Years old, crazy.
I
See,
got
that's
my own
nuts, bro.
flag.
50 years old. I'd have been dead already.
Yeah.
We'd have been dead
You still
already.
have your whole life ahead of you right now.
How long does the average Chad live?
Well, I wonder who's out there as far as like who's running the government.
Yeah, who's running the country?
Is it like a religious group, Muslims?
I feel like it's Muslims.
Yeah. Because that Muhammad.
Military coup.
A military coup.
Yep. So the coups happen a lot, man.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. It happened in Liberia a bunch of times. When, they
crazy country. The value of life is small.
Real small.
Real
man.
small, bro.
Yeah.
Real small.
Yeah.
See, a lot
Kill
of
you for nothing.
for nothing.
$50 in the corner, you're dead.
Done.
Yeah.
I mean, the kids out. I know I didn't really study in other countries, but in Liberia, like if you're like 8, 9 years old, you can carry the AK.
AKs. Yeah. Everyone's
You're
got
in the
machine
army.
gun.
You know what I'm saying?
Freedom fighters.
Yeah. We had a couple of like generals. So a lot of Liberians are touchy on this subject because they don't believe it happened, but it did because I studied it, man. And you could look it up on YouTube. You know, Liberian cannibals. Like, in my country, they eat people. Yeah, right. I'm not saying that they eat them right now.
Where was Lord of War taking place?
Yeah,
Lord of War, the movie Lord of War. I think it's Liberia. I'm pretty sure it was.
I want to see that. Now I want to see that movie, man.
Liberal, Liberian.
Yeah, I mean, look at the kid. Look at those
kids. Young, man. Yeah,
11?
those are child soldiers. Yeah,
child soldiers.
11
Right. Yeah,
right
they kill
there,
their
maybe?
parents, or they make them kill their parents. They get them all crazy.
Hey, watch. Go to YouTube and put Liberian cannibal. Cause I was telling my brothers and my pops about it, and they're like, "No, that didn't happen." I said, "Man, you can just look it up yourself." Cause these guys. So what happened? Like during the wartime, they see that heart. That's a heart right there. That kid they just killed a general and they took out his heart. And they're eating the heart because that heart gives them more power.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like Game of Thrones stuff.
Yeah.
Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah, this is crazy shit.
Except for she ate like a cow heart, though, or a horse heart or something, not a human heart.
They'd be eating human hearts. There's another guy's name is General Butt Naked. He used to fight the war naked.
General Butt Naked.
Butt Naked, yeah. That's him right there.
There
Look
he is.
That's
There's
him right there.
General Butt Naked right there.
That's him like more nowadays. But yeah, before they went out to fight, he would get like an innocent child, cut the heart out, and they would share the heart amongst the guys, man. So yeah, it was wild out there, man.
If you grew up and that's your belief that heart is going to give you more power.
Yeah.
It's going to give you more power.
If that's your belief.
You know?
Yeah. And that's with, I think it's with fighting. It's also with like politics. You know, I read some stuff. Also, like politicians usually, we're both running for governor or president, whatever it is. I might, drink some human blood to give me more power over you.
Yeah.
It
was Liberia. Lord of War, the movie you saw was Liberia. That was Andre Baptiste.
Oh, I got to see that.
That's a true story, too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Liberia.
Yeah.
Lord of Wars. I got to see that, man.
That's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So how did you end up getting out?
Man.
Winning?
God, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you real quick about that poker table. So I ended up finding out that this game was poker and you had to buy in. So the black dudes that was running it one's from Cuba, one's from Dominican Republic. They're both about to get deported. So I told my Nigerian boys, like, look, tell your wife to bring some money. We're going to buy in. We're going to buy the table. So we ended up buying the table, learning how to play poker, and was the bank at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to the cigarettes and stuff. Just always trying to find a way
the hustle.
to make some funds. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But yeah, so anyways, through God's grace, and a couple lawyers, I ended up firing like two or three lawyers while I was there. And I finally got a lawyer to get me, and the judge ended up giving me bail because when I was over there, I organized a all-yard basketball tournament with one of the sergeants, lieutenants, who kind of really took a liking to me. So I told him, look, we should get everybody together and have a basketball tournament. You guys can watch, and if anything goes down, you guys will be right there. So I ended up talking them into it. So when I was in front of the judge, my lawyer said, King's doing this, he's doing that. This is what he did on the streets, yada, yada, yada. So the judge ended up giving me bail. So I was able to bail out. So I bailed out in 2012. I got out 2012, that March 2012, and I was back on the streets, man. But now a whole nother mindset. No fighting, no weed. Like, I gave everything up, man, because my life I'm on bail, right?
Yeah.
In immigration court is different from criminal court, because in immigration court, it's like every 6 months to a year that you hear something from the other side, right? So now I'm just filing a bunch of different paperwork with my lawyers, filing this, filing that, appealing this, appealing that. And then to make a long story short, it was from 2014 What year is that? 2012, all the way up until this year. I finally beat my case, 2023, man. 11 years.
Wow.
11 years fighting one case, man. And it was crazy because when I was in immigration, I seen this guy. He had all this paperwork, and I'm like, man, how long you been fighting your case for? He said 25 years. I'm like, damn.
And he was in there the whole time?
Yeah. No, he had got out bail. Maybe he bailed and did something and came back in. But yeah, 25 years, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, I ended up going like 11 years, and then by the grace of God, got blessed. So what I had to do was, so when I first got out in 2012, I had to go back and erase my prison record. So they call it vacating. So when you vacate a record, that means they completely wipe it off. It's not expunge. Expunge is when they seal it.
Yeah, right.
Right? Because when you expunge it, they can unseal it.
Yeah.
Say someone gets caught up and do something else, okay, we can just unseal it. Oh, this guy did this and that. But when you vacate it, it's like torn up in pieces off the record. So now today I stand with no prison record, which is, is a blessing from God, man. But and my lawyer, but I had to push my lawyer because I had studied so much law too. And I told him, I said, the only way we could win this case is if we bring the old lawyer back, the guy that was with me when I went in 1999, the guy that was there with me, because he's the one that made me sign that box that says, hey, if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could get deported. You know what I'm saying? So my lawyer's like, okay, we'll get him. So it was a fight, but we got him to come in. And once he was in the courthouse with us and the judge seen him, the judge signed off on it. The DA tried to say this and that, and the judge like, man, signing off on this one. So he signed off on it, and then I was able to now submit that to immigration that don't have the prison record, which was what put me in immigration in the first place. It wasn't the weed, right? I mean, because the weed, I had to fight that case instead of taking sales, right? Because they're trying to give me sales, and sales is automatic deportation. So I had to get that changed to transportation, which of an unknown substance, because they're trying to give me sales of whatever. So immigration, if it's sales of anything, you're gone, right? So I had to change that to transportation. So got that changed back then. So it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't the weed that got me caught up. It was the fact that I went to prison for more than 1 year and 1 day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do know what you're saying.
That 365. Yeah. Yep. It was nuts, man.
You knew about that?
I knew about that. Yeah.
As a
I'll tell you why I know
immigrant?
about it. I'll tell you why I know about it, because my brother got shot. And when he got shot, the police gave him attempted, and we wanted to make sure the guy got a year and a day at least, because then he can't keep his job at the CN Rail. He was working for the city. He had a great job, this guy that shot my brother. So we wanted to make sure he got longer than a year and a day in jail, so he'd lose everything.
Is that in Canada?
Yeah.
Oh.
A year and a day,
year and a day.
man.
Year and a day
is powerful.
Fucks you up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a year, more than a year and a day.
Yeah.
Jail sucks, man.
I've been.
Yeah.
Never prison, though.
No.
Prison, yeah. It wasn't fun, man, at all. I mean, it's just, like I said, I was with the Lord the whole time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, just glad we made it out of that whole situation. So I'm back on the streets, backtrack to 2012, right? One of my good friends, I was at home not doing anything. I was at my mom's house at the time, right? And my mom was like, you got to do something, because I was like, still had the jail mentality. I wanted to be inside the house all day. So my mom was, you got to get out there, you got to do something. She said, why don't you go sell pizzas or deliver pizzas, right? So I was like, all right, I'll go deliver pizzas. So my homeboy gave me a car, started delivering pizzas in Irvine. I was like, if I'm going to deliver pizza, I'm going to go like a city that might tip good, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I delivered pizza in Irvine, and there's an LA Fitness right next to the pizza spot. So I kept going to the LA Fitness because I was into fitness, trying to get the fitness game back. And then I ended up, making a long story short, I ended up working for LA Fitness at the time. So I get a job at LA Fitness. Some of the guys I work with were all cool. Then one of the guys, he left to do student loans. But when he went over there, he was like, hey, you should come over here. There's a business and they're selling like Google ads and websites and stuff. You'll be good at it. So I ended up quitting LA Fitness to go there. I was doing the whole Google ads and stuff, selling Googles, learning more about web design, cold calling people. Then one day I was talking to this old man like from the East Coast somewhere. He's like, Malcolm, you sound like a cool person. He said, you should just jump off the cliff, man. Just quit that job and just do this thing on your own. And I was like, man, me selling websites on my own? But it made sense because we're selling these websites for a lot. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that, man. So I quit my job, took all my leads. I pretty much was in the parking lot of the place, closing the customer, but had them send me the money, and that was my first website. So I got into this whole website thing, man. So I'm doing websites for a little bit, and one of my other friends said, hey, I got a shop in Huntington Beach on Main Street. You should come down because I need a website. So I go down there, we meet up, talk to him about the website, and then he was like, man, do you want to manage the shop? I was like, yeah, I can manage the shop and do the website in the shop. So it was a clothing store called Heritage Streetwear. It's right there next to, you guys familiar with Main Street, Huntington?
Yeah.
Remember, you know where, is it IHOP? It's IHOP, right? The pancake spot?
Yeah.
Right next to the IHOP, man. So we had this shop right there. And I noticed every day, man, there's all these addicts up and down the street. Like always, there's always a group. There's something going on over here. You know, right there by the post office. They always had meetings because they had a recovery center right there. Wavelengths Recovery was the name of it. So, you know, I just noticed it. And then one day this kid comes in. I had all kinds of people coming into the shop all the time. So this kid comes in. He's like, hey, I need a website. I said, for what? He said, I need it for my recovery business. I was like, recovery? Because I'm a normie. I don't even know about recovery and treatment, all this stuff. So I'm like, I said, let me look into it and I'll let you know. So I look into it and I started reading up on the business. And I was like, oh, man, they have this thing called body brokering. And I didn't want to get involved with that. So I was like, man, I wanted to do something in the industry, but I didn't want to like be working like on that side of it. Cause I was like, man, I can't catch no cases. You know what I'm saying? So, I ended up thinking, I was like, man, what I could do is I can get people stories about their addiction. So that's what I'll do. I'll get stories because I had a whole love for film. Like the whole time I was in school, from high school all the way up to college, which I didn't tell you guys about, I always had this like love for film. Like at Chapman, I was always in the film department, you know what I'm saying? Even though I was a sociology major, you know what I'm saying? So I thought that's what I'll do. I'll get people stories and share them online. So then I went to go talk to the guy that runs Wavelengths, a gentleman by the name of Warren Boyd. And, you know, he had people there, like, he has some big star celebrities over there with him, too, that they keep, like, away from everybody else. But told Warren, said, hey, you know those guys, Wavelengths?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just going to tell Shane he was the guy from, they actually made a TV show about him.
The cleaner.
The cleaner
guy,
the cleaner. Benjamin Bratt played him.
Bratt, yeah.
You remember it?
Yeah, I did.
Is that about Warren? Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I got to check that out.
Yeah, it's called, what was it called?
Cleaner.
The Cleaner.
Yeah, the Cleaner.
Yeah, because he used to do, before interventions were like done a certain way.
Yeah.
Like he would go get movie stars and like fucking rich people.
Yeah.
And like
kick the doors in.
Tie them up.
Yeah.
I mean, basically.
Some crazy shit.
To get him sober.
Yeah. He went to any lengths to get people sober.
Illegal now.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Now,
Can't do that shit anymore.
Yeah. That's why I say I say he has some celebrities. I don't want to say the names, but you know, there's some few celebrities there. You know, I don't want to say the name, but he definitely has some celebrities in the cut over there.
Yeah, for sure.
So I told Warren, I said, man, I have this idea. So I want to start like doing videos for addicts, you know, like getting their story, and it could help you with marketing. You know what I'm saying? So he loved the idea, man. So we started doing the videos. Then I realized it was like a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? You know, like not just recording, but then you got to get into the editing. It wasn't like a lot of, because it didn't have to be perfect, but it was some work, right? And I didn't feel like the payment was enough at the time. And I wish I would have stuck with him too sometimes, but you know what I'm saying? Back to God, he makes things happen for a reason, right? So I'm getting my hair done, which I don't normally do. I was getting my dress twisted up in Anaheim. And this kid, Dane, says, you know, you should go talk to, cause they knew I did the videos, right? I had done a bunch for Warren already. So Dane says, you should go talk to these guys over here at New Existence Treatment. And I was like, all right, hook me up with
Did you know them?
No.
Oh.
You knew?
No.
Yeah. Well, the gentleman that I met, his name was Tim Flynn, right? So Tim Flynn was like the big boss, and then his partner, Dylan Walker. You know what I'm saying? So it was Tim and Dylan. And then there's another Dylan also, but his story's coming next. So I get down there and I tell him, like, hey, I want to do videos for you guys, man. Like I said, I think these videos will capture people's attention, you know? So they're like, oh, let's do it. He's really excited about it. And I told him about the shop in Huntington. He's like, man, he said, hey, we have a clothing brand also. I said, yeah, what's the name of it? He says, it's called Dope Sick. oh, that sounds cool, man. And I said, what's it all about? And, I read the About Us, Dope Sick. We're the sober people that refuse to remain anonymous, right? So non-anonymous. And we share our stories, right? Not caring what people think, right? Sharing the stories to change someone's life, So I was like, man, that's a good idea. So there's another gentleman by the name of Dylan also. He's the one that actually came up with the design, like the actual drawing of it. So Tim and the other Dylan financed it, so make a long story short, next thing you know, I'm also in the print business, so I'm printing up shirts for these guys. I'm printing up Dope Sick, printing up Dope Sick. We're doing videos, and then about a year into it, Tim passes away, right? No, not even a year, like a month or two after meeting him. And he was the one that really had a vision for Dope. Like, he really loved Dope Sick, right? So Tim passed away.
Overdose.
Yeah. You heard about it?
No.
Yeah, but he overdosed. And it was, even though I was just like a month or two in it, like it hit me really hard because it made me realize, like, man, this drug stuff is serious. I never got into drugs, When my friends were doing drugs in high school, it wasn't my thing, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it made me realize how serious, like, addiction is, like how, some people really get addicted. And for me, I'm just a normie. So, after Tim passed away, me and Dylan continued to push Dope Sick, so, and Dylan's whole thing is just to print the stuff up and just give it away to his clients and give it away to everybody, right? Just spread the word about Dope Sick. So that's what we've been doing, the whole time, just spreading the word about Dope Sick, sharing people's stories. And then, a couple years back, in the midst of doing all them stories and stuff, I run into Mohawk Matt. You know what I'm saying? So we chatted online real quick. I met with him in Long Beach. Super cool guy, down to earth, just super humble. I just like, me and him were like, we're like brothers. We talk every day on the phone, like every single day. If we're not talking, we're texting or doing something for sure. The communication every single day. So I met him, got his story, and I told him, I said, man, you're a good speaker, man. You know what I'm saying? I said, I'm gonna need your help pushing this Dope Sick brand. He's like, man, I'll do it. So since then, we just been tight, man. And it wasn't until maybe about 6 months ago, the whole movement of Dope Sick kind of shifted. In college, we call it a paradigm shift, right? And so we went from just telling people stories, and Mohawk Matt just brought like a crazy point to the board. And I'm like, he says, man, addicts need to be left alone. Like, you can't go out there and give them nothing. You can't go out there and, give them needles or clean pipes and all this stuff. And I'm thinking about it, I was like, you know what? It makes sense. And and that was this year. Actually, that was earlier this year when we started pushing this whole movement. And I was like, it makes sense, man. But the thing is, as soon as we put it out there, of course, we had some people like saying, nah, you're supposed to let them, you're supposed to help them. And we're like, Matt's like, nah, man, you can't help them, because if you help them, they're never going to hit their rock bottom. If you come by and give them this, come by and do this, give them, needles, clothing, food, whatever it is, if we help them, they're not going to hit their rock bottom. The goal, from what I'm understanding, is they got to hit their rock bottom in order to want the help, right? We had a guy call in yesterday from Matt in Commitment Soldier. He's like, man, I'm done. Like, it's over with. Like, I seen your video. I've hit my rock bottom. It's, I need the help, man. So, we're able to get him some help. But it makes sense. Then you got these guys out here, the harm reduction people, super messed up, man. What do you guys think about it? You know about harm reduction.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that? And I know it goes deep.
Well, I don't support it.
Yeah.
I don't support harm reduction because if I continue to give you, the only thing I do support is Narcan, handing out Narcan, because these motherfuckers, I lost my son in
Narcan saves your life, right?
Yeah. It's the only thing I care about, because I don't want another addict to die if they don't have to.
I mean, even the paramedics keep the Narcan.
Yeah.
Right.
So other than that, like, I'm not a fan of giving somebody needles. Like, you know how hard it is to like, like if you're Like I think that we need to recriminalize drugs because the reason why I'm sober is because I got arrested so many times, and my rock bottom was hitting the fucking those concrete benches.
Yeah, that county jail.
And county jail. But the problem is now you go to county jail if you're fucking dope sick.
Yeah,
they give you Suboxone or Subutex.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like when I went to jail, the guys coming off of heroin were fucking hating life.
Yeah.
Meth addicts were sleeping. You know. So yeah, I'm not a fan.
So they're giving Suboxone away in jail?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You don't even have to be actually addicted to opiates. You could just be like a meth addict and tell them that you're in opiate withdrawals or you need Suboxone.
Get a little buzz going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll give it to you.
No good.
That's crazy. I mean, it's crazy you brought that up because I didn't know that part, man. That's pretty deep. Cause, my experience in jail, I mean, I guess I don't know what the guys are telling the officers or whatever it is, but my experience was like when I seen someone like dope sick, right? You know, they're sick until they get better, and then they end up getting better and getting stronger, and now
that's how it was.
Yeah,
this stuff is new. This is probably 2-3 years old at the most,
right?
Since fentanyl has hit our streets hard.
Yeah, fentanyl's no joke. Fentanyl's no joke, man.
No, it's not. My son-in-law thought he was buying a pressed Percocet off the streets, and my 21-year-old daughter found him dead in his bed.
It's that fast.
Yeah. Which spawned this podcast, so that's the blessing that came out of it.
Right.
It spawned us joining the movement that already existed, the Recover Out Loud movement, which seems like that's what Dope Sick was.
Not anonymous.
Was branded under.
Yeah.
Not anonymous. Can't be anonymous, man. And here, see, and I've been a 12-stepper.
Right.
And I've worked the 12 traditions, right? And I recall working the 12 traditions with my sponsor. And the whole reason why we were an anonymous group back in the old day is because a couple things, like it puts us all on the same level. If his name is Shane and I'm an alcoholic, and my name is Chad and I'm an alcoholic, we don't have a last name, and we don't.
Right.
But so if he's like a lawyer and I'm a fucking bum on the streets, we still can have the same common bond of our alcoholism.
Yeah. Okay.
Like he's not better than I. That was one reason. But the second reason for being anonymous, they have the it talks about we won't be open that we're a member of Alcoholics Anonymous when we are talking to the press, right?
Right.
Because back in the old day, if I was a member of Alcoholics Anonymous and I had 10 years sober and then I relapsed, people would say, look, I told you Alcoholics Anonymous didn't work.
Right, right.
But here we are, 80 plus years of Alcoholics Anonymous. You can't say it doesn't work.
It does work.
If you go in there and you work the fucking program,
work them steps.
Yeah. It will change your life.
It will.
It will change your life.
It will.
You have to truly make the commitment to work it, though. So, but now, so we're 80 years later, alcoholic, we all know that it works if you work it. People are fucking dying.
Left and right.
And you know, I've been working in this industry for 22 years. It's the only thing I know. I've been working in the industry since I was 26 years old. The first 18, the last 4 years, I have seen more people die in 4 years than I saw in the previous 18 combined. Probably in 1 year.
It's crazy. It's crazy, bro.
Including my own family member, including one of our really good friends 4 months ago.
You know, there's a lot of people dying, and that's even when I first tapped into Dope Sick, man. It's like I didn't really know too many people were dying. Then all of a sudden, the closer I got to the addiction industry, like, oh, so and so just died. So and so just died. Like, man, people are dying left and right, man. And it seemed like it's a norm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
sadly.
Yeah. I'm like, man, how can so many people die so fast, man? But yeah, that fentanyl is no joke. One of my buddies just died from fentanyl too. I think the same month Kobe passed away.
Yeah.
You know? He was celebrating, just celebrating his new business. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know he even did drugs. Like I said, a lot of the guys I grew up with, I never did it. So that was like hush, hush. Yeah. And all of a sudden I get a call say he died. I'm like, man, he just took something whatever it was, walked into the next room and collapsed.
Yeah.
It's that fast. I'm like, man, you know.
So what spawned your drive on social media?
Man, now I gotta switch my hats. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I'm glad you brought that up, man. So this hat right here, NutriShop USA. So, this is part of the story I didn't tell you guys, but around 2015, when I was fighting this immigration case, one day I was at the gym. I'm at the gym doing my regular stuff, helping some guys, being loud and whatever. And I'm wearing my ripped shorts with the long socks, my normal self, you know what I'm saying? And this gentleman comes up to me, he's like, man, I've been watching you for a little bit. I like your style, I like what you're doing. He said, are you sponsored by a supplement company? And I was like, no, I'm not sponsored. He said, would you like to be sponsored by NutriShop USA? He said, I'm the CEO. And he was there with his wife too. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let's talk about this. So we met up. We both lived in Newport at the time. So we met up at a coffee shop or something, chopped it up, and I told him my story. I was like, man, I'm out here on immigration bail. They're trying to deport me, you know what I'm saying? And he blessed me, man. Like, I just barely knew him, man. He blessed me with probably 15 G's from my lawyers, man. You know what I'm saying? And I told him, I said, man, I'll never forget this. So what I did, I just started, they sent me NutriShop gear, hats, T-shirts, and I was just posting almost every day, just posting videos, posting workout videos. But my boy that actually got me on Instagram, his name was Charm, King of the OC. His brother I know from way back in the days. But so I had the Instagram going. The name Dirty Cali, I actually got that from immigration when I was locked up.
Mm-hmm. I like it though.
Yeah. Dirty Cali. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I figured there's, you got Dirty South. I seen some of the country boys that I was locked up with. They had big country on the stomach and all that stuff. I was like, man, because I grew up with a couple different nicknames. If you knew me 30 plus years ago, my nickname was Boo Capone. You know what I'm saying? And that was the gangster side. You know what I'm saying? Even though I never joined a gang. You know what I'm saying? But I was fighting gang members. Anyone that knows me from back in the days, they know how to get down. So that was my old name. But then when I start smoking some ganja, getting more relaxed a little bit, I kind of got into the dreadlock industry, reggae, Bob Marley, Rastafari, you know what I'm saying? So then I was like, man, my new nickname was Rude Boy, you know what I mean? So then I went through the whole Rude Boy phase, and then it wasn't until I got out that I added the third name, which is Dirty Cali, man, because I figured, you got the Dirty South, why not the Dirty Cali, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's how I ran with Dirty Cali, man. But, yeah, that's how I've been pushing So the whole thing is I've been pushing my workout videos for NutriShop, and then it ties in. So Dope Sick, when I was first at that shop in Huntington, I had some kids. I told you kids were coming all the time. So at this time, Dope Sick was kind of already going. We're already printing stuff up, and I get this kid come in because I was thinking, I was like, man, these kids are doing drugs, but I know they're good at something else. You know what I'm saying? That was my personal mission, was to find out what you're good at, right? So this one kid comes in. His name was Young Trouble. So I was like, man, what are you good at, man? He's like, man, I rap. So I was like, man, how'd you like to go to the studio with me? Let's do some songs with Dope Sick, you know what I'm saying? So he's the one, if you guys ever hear any Dope Sick music, we have a couple guys, but he's the one that first set it off.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying, with the music. He had Young Trouble, good kid, man, you know what I'm saying? And he already had songs written. I was like, man, just throw the word Dope Sick in there. Just throw it in there more, you know what I'm saying? And, so now, to this day, every once in a while, we'll still drop that song, you know what I'm saying? Just But yeah, Dope Sick is and it's not, that's one thing that Matt loves about, because Matt doesn't, we're not pressed, we're not making money, you know what I'm saying? Our thing is just putting the word out, you know what I'm saying? And now we have this new message, which is get rid of these harm reductions. And so we started harm solution, right? So we have our solutions to let people hit rock bottom, right? Change some of the laws, cops are told to stand down when they see an addict using dope on the street. The cops just drive by. So change that law.
It wasn't like that when I was using.
No,
drugs,
I was
man.
scared.
They would if I'd be walking down the street with the drugs in my fucking.
They still pull up on you.
Still pull up on me.
Yeah,
and they'd still find them.
Right. They're like that now, though, right? You guys noticed that? Yeah.
Dude, until you go to fucking Garden Grove, on the corner of Garden Grove and what is it? Is it Beach?
Beach.
Yeah.
Garden Grove and right.
That's right by Stanton.
The
22.
22.
Yeah, but the freeway right there.
Dude, they're fucking loaded walking down the street. I mean, I've been driving because my son plays basketball at the MAP.
Okay, right there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and actually, we played basketball at the MAP, the men's league.
Yeah,
but my son played on our team.
Yeah, he did.
So I'm driving home, dude, and they're just fucking on the sidewalk.
Yeah,
and with the taco shops,
just fucking shooting heroin.
Little break. I can use the restroom.
Is it one? Yeah, go ahead.
Real fast.
Which one? Yeah, just take the call. That's what they say on the Joe Rogan podcast. Just when you need to leave, you need to take a break. Just take a break.
Yeah,
let's take a break real quick.
Yeah, take a break.
Yes.
We kind of mimicked the Joe Rogan podcast, maybe with a little bit of Logan Paul flair. Yeah,
I don't know.
Why don't you know?
I think we're our own thing, man. We're developing our own thing. I'm not sure. I didn't really watch. I haven't seen Joe Rogan a lot.
Have you watched any podcast ever in your life?
Not really. Oh, did you hear that?
Not just yourself, huh?
Yeah, just us. I really haven't spent the time.
Barely watched us.
Barely watched us, man. But
you need to get back on that.
I know we're good.
Well, how do you know?
Because we've been told.
Who told you?
Other people.
Other people that have been on the podcast.
Yes.
They fucking lie, dude.
No, they don't. They don't lie. Not the people we have on. Our people are good.
You don't think that?
No, I don't think she lied. I think they were honest.
You guys are gonna crush it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're gonna be on the next level,
I think this is it, bro. 50,000 followers in 140 days. Are you fucking kidding me?
Are you counting 140 days?
I think it's 140 days around. When was the first podcast?
No.
All right, 150 days. Whatever.
I'm bored.
Whatever.
No, it's been like 5 months. Huh?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. 5 months.
So you guys just started what? January?
Yeah.
I think March. April, May, June, July, August.
Yeah.
Almost 6 months.
Almost 6 months.
6 months, man.
10,000 people a month. That's pretty fucking good.
That's real.
It's about to blow up. And this is me and you, two normal local guys, man. Now we got heat. We got heat
now
in
we
the
got
socks.
We got heat coming.
Yeah.
Heat coming.
We got heat. We got a new pitcher in town.
Yeah.
Shit.
Every time we like do a post and then we do like a collab with her.
Yeah.
It's like fucking 100,000 people view
Eva? Yeah.
It's a whole different level.
She's the brand. She's the face of the brand pretty soon.
Look at this new guy coming in today. Shit.
What guy? Oh.
Yeah.
We had Tim Story on the podcast. Do you know Tim Story?
No.
He's a great Christian motivational speaker.
Yeah.
2.2 million followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
Big time.
They call him the comeback coach. He was he's like a motivational coach for celebrities, life coach for like
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is like one of the big ones, you know, because Robert Downey Jr. was a mess.
Yeah. He was in there.
Yeah,
he was definitely in there.
And
how's he now?
Great.
He's good.
Robert.
Okay. Yeah.
Robert. I call him Robert.
Robert. Oh, Robert's just fine.
He's my.
He's just kicking back, smoking a pipe every now and then, and he's enjoying himself.
My number 2 guest on my celebrity guest list. I want Eminem. These are my sober celebrity guests.
Okay.
Eminem, number 1. Robert Downey Jr., number 2. Who's after that?
Don't know.
Me either.
Sober celebrities.
Sober celebrities. Those are the 2 most high-powered A-list celebrity types. Don't look at me like you don't know.
And they're sober.
And Eminem just took like 15 years.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. And I think Robert Downey Jr. has more. And then that guy, what's the Mexican guy, just took 55 years.
Danny Trejo.
55 years?
Yeah.
Man.
Sober.
Jeez.
Yep.
He must have started young, man.
Yeah. Or he's old. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
He's old.
Man, what about some of the controversial issues in the world right now?
Which ones?
I know.
Joe Biden?
Oh, man.
Let's go, Brandon.
You got, man, the baby boomers, man. You got Joe. You got your boy
Donald, the Don.
Donald, you got the Donald. You know what I'm saying? Donald's.
No,
yeah.
okay. You know who? Okay, the two people that need to go in this world is one. I'm gonna do one from each party.
Okay.
Joe Biden. And what's that other the oldest senator that's freezing up? He's freezing up just like Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell. Yeah.
He needs to go.
It's time to shut it down.
Like, guys, shut it down. Both of you, shut it down.
Poor guy. You gotta swap.
It's really sad for Mitch McConnell, man. He
why are his handlers putting him through that?
Right.
And that's
the key word, handlers.
For both of them, this is, in my opinion, and my parents will tell you this. It is elder abuse.
Right.
It's abuse to put freaking Joe Biden out there on the stage and him just
falling down.
He called a guy the other day. I saw it on Instagram this morning. It was the Buttigieg guy. He called him booty juice.
Booty juice.
I gotta look that up.
Dude, it's on Instagram right now. Fucking booty juice. And I mean, it's just a shame.
You can't lie about this stuff, man, because it's right there. You see the video yourself, man. It's crazy.
Mitch McConnell gets up there to say something, and he just like stares into space for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, grab the guy.
He was good not long ago. Like, I mean,
I think he had like a stroke.
Okay.
And I think he fell and hit his head too.
Man.
Joe Biden. That the man is an uncontrolled gaffe machine is beyond any question. I say that one of the big reasons why so many people are worried about AI taking over the world is because the world right now is led by the likes of somebody, yes, like Joe Biden. Just have a look at how he referred to his transportation secretary, Pete Buttigieg, the other day.
This is funny as shit.
Now it is my great honor to introduce the President of the United States, President Joe Biden.
Listen closely.
Thank you, Secretary Buttigieg.
I'm sorry, what? Did he just call him Pete Booty Juice?
Man.
And the funny part is
He's strutted. He's barely moving his feet. He's
and
shuffling. It's the Biden shuffle.
the problem
That's
is
hilarious.
The problem is that that guy's gay too.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Did I say that's a problem? That's not a problem that he's gay.
No.
What I mean, I just want to clarify what I'm saying because I don't want to get myself in trouble.
No.
But it's funnier because the guy's gay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I got it the first time. So did everyone else.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, we got it. You know what we're doing with the Game of Thrones? We're going to give it away online.
Oh God, nobody.
We're gonna give it away. There's a fan out there, bro. You know what? You know who we're gonna get to sign it? The toughest man in the world is gonna sign it, and then we're gonna auction it off. We're gonna give it away.
Yeah, we're waiting.
What is that? A poster?
It's a poster of the Game of Thrones. It's got to go.
Here's the thing: the Game of Thrones is my all-time favorite show, and I thought we were doing a whole theme in my family room at my house with, like we have all like Pulp Fiction.
His wife was not included in the conversation.
wasn't ready.
Stuff, so
my wife be on my ass too.
Yeah.
Man, so
I was like, well, why not put my favorite, make a poster? So I made that one. I have this place called canvaschamps.com.
Yeah.
Canvaschamps.com.
Yeah.
You can. I had that made for like $40. It's really nice. And I hung it.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, "What is that? That is the ugliest picture I've ever seen in my life."
Oh man.
So then I was like, "Well, I thought it went with the theme." So she didn't. She just like, Christmas come around, she'd like make fun of it with all of her family and everything. I don't know what this is. And then one day,
it was missing.
No, it wasn't. It was what's that holiday with hearts and stuff?
Yeah, Valentine's Day.
Yeah. My wife was like, "You know what I want for Valentine's Day this year?"
Oh yeah.
I found this. There's this painter. His name's Sinister Monopoly.
Right.
He used to be a big weed dealer. He does some really cool art, and he uses the Monopoly guy. So I was like, all right, cool. So anyways, I bought her the piece that Sinister even dropped it off at our house. And I was like, oh, where are you going to put it? I was like, how about right there, right when you walk in the front door? And she was like, yeah, maybe there. And then I was like, all right, well,
Whatever.
so I go in the kitchen.
Hallway.
I go in the kitchen, and all of a sudden I see her walking down the hallway with the big. It's a big picture.
Yeah.
Like twice the size of that one.
Right.
I see her walking down the hallway with the picture, and I was like, where's she putting that? And then she walks right over to where that picture was, and
Check
she
it
goes,
out.
how about right here? And I was like,
Babe.
Was that in the hallway?
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I said, you planned. No, it was in the living room or the
okay.
like the family
Family
room where
room,
you
okay.
watch TV and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, you planned that whole thing.
Yeah.
didn't you?
Months
Months of planning
That's women.
to get rid
That's-
of it.
Yes, that's women.
Yeah.
Months of planning.
It gets even better though.
yeah.
So I was like, fine, we'll put it here. We'll find somewhere else to put the Game of Thrones poster.
Yeah, right?
So then
Yeah.
the next morning,
It's in your car.
I I get up to go to work, and it was leaning up against my car.
That's hilarious.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah. A man of a lady of few words.
Apparently,
Few
So what'd you
words.
do?
A lot of action.
You put it in
lot
the
of
car.
action.
You put it in the car.
He
huh?
had no choice, man.
Oh,
He had
and
no
brought it up
choice.
here.
Yeah.
brought it?
She put it by the car.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
basically telling him.
He already knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
The wise man. Listen to the wife. Listen to the
Have
wife.
no choice.
Yes,
Yeah.
man.
So who's your sponsorships? What's
My
Freedom
sponsorship. Oh, Freedom First. So Freedom First is a brand that we me and Mohawk came up with. Freedom First is pretty much allowing the addicts to hit their rock bottom, ask for the help in order to get their freedom. You know what I'm saying? But I think, and no one, I don't think no one's really, people are talking about it, but I think there's a new era of addiction going on in the streets right now. You know what I mean? Because, you know, like say back in your days or Mohawk Mass days, you know, you guys are using, you know, whatever drugs, you know, in his case, crack. You say you're doing meth or,
Yeah.
right? But your skin wasn't falling off.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So it was more of like a mental thing. Maybe you weren't eating and all this other stuff. But now these guys are doing this drug and their skin is being eaten away. You know what I'm saying? The trank and all this other silazine and all this craziness. So it's kind of like, I mean, for those guys, it's not going to be like, hey, I need help. Like those guys need to be taken off the streets. Like law enforcement. That's why we got rehab camp that we're working on with the American, the real American Cholo. You know what I'm saying? Had a great concept, man. So, you know, you take these guys off the streets and send them to somewhere to get some help, like a rehab camp, right? So you can go get medical help, right? But also, okay, what's your drug of choice? Heroin, okay, you're gonna go to that building. What's your drug of choice? Fentanyl, go over there. Because some people can take fentanyl, from what I'm understanding, right? Some people can't handle it. Some people are actually smoking fentanyl straight and not dying. And then other kids are hitting like some coke or whatever the drug is, and it has a little bit of fentanyl and they die. So, you know,
I think the ones that aren't dying though are already addicted and they're not. Their
body is
tolerance
different, right?
high,
Yeah, that's what it is.
What was that?
Yeah, so that's nuts, man.
That's the FBI just tapped in.
I think so.
I know, huh?
It's all right.
They want to join in.
It's fine.
wanna
We're not
join
doing anything
in.
wrong.
They don't want to fuck with the CIA.
We're not doing anything.
You got all the beats.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds clean on these speakers too, man.
Yeah.
Hey, watch
Yeah, so that's the freedom first, man. Like, you know, we want everybody to, you know, we want everyone to get sober and get their freedom back. You know what I'm saying? But I say you got to hit rock bottom, you know. And there, like I said, and Mohawk makes some very good points, man. You know, you got people on the streets, and, you know, we all have a soft heart. You want to give them water or give them something, you know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like, okay, the more people give them, the more longer they can stay out there. You know what I'm saying? So, but imagine there's no water and there's no nothing. You know what I'm saying? At some point, they're going to want the help. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're really pushing. Like, you know, don't give them anything. Like, just let them hit their rock bottom till they say, hey, I want help, right? But I think, like, these guys with all the sores and limbs falling off, I think it's a new era of addiction, and they need some different.
Yeah, at that point, it's like, hello, like these people are mentally, like if you're letting your limbs fall off,
yes,
you don't have the cognitive ability,
yes,
to stop and say,
Yeah.
I need to get in somewhere. And at that point, the cops should be able to go gaffle you up and put you somewhere.
Because you're harm
Yeah.
to yourself.
just
You are harm
Yeah.
to yourself.
yep, harm to yourself, self-harm. We did that in Chapman University, man. I studied criminology. in school. Like I forgot to tell you guys, you know, when I studied criminology, so in our class we would take a trip to the county jail, Orange County. I get to the county jail, all the sheriffs know me, so I was like, end up, you know, taking the class. But anyway, one word I always remember from college was victimless crime, right? Where there's no victim, right? And I tie this word into this addiction thing, you know what I'm saying, where the addict is the victimizing themselves, you know what I'm saying? And if law enforcement can see that, or if the lawmakers and say, hey, this person is hurting himself, let's get him out of here. He has, like you say, he has no mind or no sense to like stop doing. He just continues to hurt himself. Then you ask the harm reduction people, like, you see this guy's limbs falling off, he's got all these sores all over his body. Why would you want to give him a clean needle? You know what I'm saying? Or clean supplies. Like, this guy needs to go to a hospital, right? So it just don't make no sense to me, man. Just coming from a perspective of a normie, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And we can send how many billions over to trillions?
Yeah.
I mean the trillions?
Don't
to
know.
Ukraine?
Don't know. Don't keep track of Ukraine. I don't like it.
You don't like Ukraine?
I say let them fucking suffer, personally.
Yeah,
I say don't
on.
send a fucking penny. That's where I stand. Mm-hmm. Help America.
Yeah,
first.
America. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
America needs help. Yeah, America needs help.
Help
man.
America first.
Yeah, help America first, man.
That's the next hat right there.
That's all I stand for. That's all I stand for is help
yeah.
America first. That's it. We got enough problems here.
What about Canada?
Fuck Canada. Fuck everybody.
America first.
America first, man.
So you're with me now? You don't like Canadians?
Yeah. I love Canadians.
Canadians are not nice people.
No, what do you mean?
Yeah.
We're about a matter of fact.
Yep.
Straight to the point.
But I agree. Harm reduction is tough, but I mean, I'm kind of mixed. You know what I mean? I'm against it.
You're what?
Sound how you say, I'm a gangster?
Yeah.
I'm
against it.
I'm against.
That was the Canadian slang right there.
I'm against it in most situations. I'm going to say 99% of them.
We say against.
Against. I'm against.
Against.
I'm against.
Not against.
I'm against.
This is America, right?
I'm against harm reduction. I'm against it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And 99% of the time, there's that 1% where I got to make a decision.
Well, the problem.
Well, I mean, this is harm reduction
No,
pertaining
I'm
to
with-
addiction, drug
Yeah.
addiction, harm
Yeah.
reduction. Because
Yeah.
there's different categories of it.
The problem that has happened is the pendulum has swung so far. Like, dude, cops used to like when you were a drug addict, you were also a criminal. You
Yeah.
knew that
Right.
what you were
Breaking
doing
the
was
law.
wrong.
Yes.
You were breaking the law.
Right.
And whether white, black, Mexican, Asian, it didn't matter if we were out there on the streets, we were running and gunning. We knew that there was a possibility that we were going to get shot.
Yeah.
And we knew
Or
that
locked
there was
up.
or locked up.
Yeah.
If we weren't going to get shot by the cops, there's a possibility we were
Killed.
going to get shot by another gang
Or
member.
ripped off or something.
Yeah.
Something bad was
Fuck,
coming.
I got ripped off all the time.
Yeah.
Many times.
Yeah.
Many times. I ripped people off many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm one of those guys.
It goes around in circles, man.
That couch that you rolled down the street,
Yeah. It wasn't mine.
it wasn't?
No.
Oh, thank God.
It's not mine.
The Hummer was, though.
The Hummer was. The Hummer was mine.
I sold my motorcycle
Yeah.
for drugs.
How much?
I don't even know. I got a better deal than Mohawk Matt did with his Rolex.
With the Rolex?
Watch, so. Yeah.
Man.
I got at least like an 8-ball for my $4,000 motorcycle.
Whole motorcycle. Jeez.
Crazy.
Maybe even a quarter ounce, probably. I think. Still wasn't a good deal.
No.
It was a good deal for my drug dealer.
Yeah.
Mine too.
He probably sold that anyways.
I mean, your deal's probably worse.
My
than
deal's a
Mohawk's.
record.
Yeah.
My deal's a record, I think.
$5,000 for H2.
Yeah.
So you're an addict too?
You know what? I did 2.5 years of crack, and that was it.
Okay.
Other than that, I was an athlete my entire life.
Right. What made
So-
you stop?
I sold my Hummer. I sold everything.
Yeah.
Went through everything. I'm just finished, you know. But now I'm a normie.
Right.
I just don't smoke crack. You know what I'm saying? I still have a drink every now and then.
Right.
But once I get my mental health right,
Right.
and I got on the proper medication, and I never drank anyways or did drugs before, so it was pretty good.
Right.
Yeah.
Medicine. What do you guys think about You guys do any vitamins, supplements, anything like that? I've been
I
studying.
take vitamins.
Oh yeah,
Vitamins,
I take nitric oxide. I take propanol, not propanol.
What nitric oxide do you take?
I'd have to look at
like
it.
like a
It's
powder
a couple
form?
pills.
Oh, is that right?
I take pills.
I just bought some
Yeah.
nitric oxide. Yeah. I've been big. I just been doing a lot of study on magnesium. How a lot of people are magnesium deficient. Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of magnesium lately. But there's like 5 or 6 different kind of magnesium.
I take the
Maybe more than
55
that.
plus also.
55 plus
multivitamin.
multivitamin.
Yeah.
By one a day.
I one a day. Yeah, I started that about 6 months ago.
One a day. 55 plus.
Yeah.
Cover
Today's
all your
episode
needs.
is sponsored by.
Yeah, sponsored by
One a day.
Shit. Sad.
Nature Made,
Nature made.
Yeah.
another vitamin company.
Yeah.
Right.
So who knows, man? Depends who's next. Hey there. My name's Shane from the Hopeaholics. And if you're not trying to Depends, you should. Got those long drives. Hey, out in the country, no toilets around. Well, depend on us.
That was pretty good.
That was really good.
So yeah, that's good.
That was great.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the vitamins and stuff is just like, I mean, my whole thing is just eating clean. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, so Dope Sick, when we went to go do that song in the studio with Young Trouble, he said, man, because he knew I worked out, he said, man, you should say something about gym sick. And I was like, gym sick? We should say something about gym sick, Like, what is gym sick? That's your stack right there. Taking all of it. What's that in the orange? Is that magnesium? Yeah, that orange bottle. Because I have one of those.
Glutathione.
Okay.
And then turmeric.
Yes.
Turmeric.
Turmeric.
Yeah.
Everyone, yeah, some people call it turmeric, yeah.
Thorn. NMN.
Do you get any of these vitamins from Canada?
No. Amazon.
Can't your brother hook us up?
Amazon.
Amazon.
Faster and cheaper.
Faster
it's
and
way
cheaper.
cheaper,
Your brother can't make us our own
Way
label.
too. He could. Mm-hmm. He could put a solution for us together. Sure.
Make us some protein powder.
100%.
The Hopeaholics protein powder.
We're gonna get it going. We're gonna do it all.
The whole protein.
With Cali Muscle and Eva.
Yeah.
We're gonna get all that shit going, man. NMN,
Cali
protein.
Muscle's already got his own shit.
Oh, we'll fucking get on board there.
The best
I
thing.
thought you said he doesn't take protein and stuff no more.
He doesn't.
Yeah, but he still.
He's watermelon. I don't know if you saw that. He
Yeah,
went
yeah,
30
yeah.
days fucking all watermelon.
Yeah.
He's still on it?
No, he just finished it.
Really?
Him and his buddy.
That's that nitric oxide.
Hyphy Whitey.
Hyphy Whitey, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He has dreads too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Does he smoke pot?
No, he used to though. He's sober.
He got ripped from his 30 days of. He did a
blonde
before
guy?
and after.
The
Yeah,
blonde
remember
guy?
the blonde guy?
Yeah.
With the dreads?
Yeah.
Ripped.
Just from the
Shredded.
watermelons.
He did. He did a 30 day.
How much weight did he lose?
Quite a bit. He had. He was not in great shape. I feel like there's before and after. 30-day watermelon challenge. Look at that.
So what is the exact challenge? What do you have to do?
You got to eat only watermelon for 30 days. You can't even drink water.
What?
Yeah.
But I look like that, and I don't drink watermelon.
Huh?
I look like this.
Could you imagine what you would look like?
I'd be fucking shredded, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause you got some size on you,
If I
man.
go 30 days on watermelon, I'll be ripped as a motherfucker.
Anyway.
Yeah, I should try it.
Dang.
Yeah.
I got a watermelon sitting on the counter right now. I'm about to get on it. But that has that nitric oxide in there.
Yeah.
The watermelon.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
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 So the thing I
natural.
like best though that Cali Muscle and them have is Crackies cookies. They ain't eating any Crackies cookies right now?
No.
Huh?
No.
Crackies
Cookies.
cookies are bomb. These big ass fucking cookies that they have.
Yeah.
My favorite one is what's this new peanut butter? Wait,
That's the one you had.
that's
Man,
the one
it
that I
looks
had?
so good.
That peanut butter
Peanut butter
cookie
cookie.
right there is so good.
That's my one problem is chocolate chip cookies, man.
See the chocolate chip cookies over there? They're bomb.
Yeah.
Anyways, we got to end this because
Shut
I
it
gotta
down.
go. I
Yeah.
gotta go to a.
Yeah.
Meeting.
I got a meeting.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
man.
thank you.
Thanks for
Appreciate
coming
you
in.
guys
We're
for coming
gonna
down. Appreciate you.
we're gonna take a picture and
Yeah.
and then you get to sign the wall.
Let's run it, baby.